Welcome to Unselfishly Me, a podcast all about self-love, self-care, and everything in between. I'm Jane, a personal trainer with a focus on self-love. Each week, we'll be chatting to someone about their self-love journey, how long it took, and what it took to get there. Today's guest is me. I thought I would record a pregnancy podcast, but one that is very, very honest, much like my social media. If you follow me there, you'll know I've been very vocal and honest about this whole pregnancy journey, to the point of probably annoying a few people. I would use stronger language there, but I don't want to have to change my podcast. I think a lot of people will always say something is one way, and if you don't feel like it's the same as your journey, you can sometimes feel alone. So I've been very vocal in making it a very honest journey because it's not what I thought it would be. And if I can help a few people to feel less alone, then my job here is done. I think this is where I have to say, trigger alert. If you are struggling with fertility and hearing about someone else's journey is going to trigger you and make you not feel very good about yourself, I think you should switch off now and rather listen to a different episode. I was very honest in an Instagram post in the beginning, and out of the 30 DMs that I got of people saying they felt exactly the same way as me, I did get one or two people who were struggling with fertility, and so I had a private chat with them and we chatted about it and all was fine. But if this is something that you are struggling with and hearing about other people's journeys is going to upset you, I would rather not have that. So you can tune out now. So I'm just going to go in chronological order of the different weeks and trimesters. And then at the end, I'll go to the more honest stuff. So I knew after about 4 weeks, and I felt like super bloated, tired, and a lot of people have morning sickness, but I was very lucky that I didn't. I found that when I woke up, if I ate like a chopped up apple, I was fine and I didn't feel sick for the whole day. So I was really lucky in that regard because I didn't really have any morning sickness or anything. I was just trying to wrap my head around basically what was happening to my body. I think I thought I'd be really different if I ever did get pregnant. It wasn't like a lifelong dream of mine. I've got friends who know that they've wanted kids from when they were like 20. I've got friends who've battled with fertility and they've been trying for years. Also friends that have done IVF. So for me, it was weird because I was like in the middle, and we were a bit indifferent because we loved traveling and loved our lives the way it was. So it wasn't like a desperate need to have a child for me. And I think that's why this whole journey has been so different for me compared to other people, because there are two kinds of people. There are people that are super excited, and I call them the cheerleaders. I've got a few friends like that. Love you girls. And they literally like chant out everything that's happening, and all they can talk about is being pregnant, and they're so excited and they post about it all the time and love showing off their stomachs. And then you get people that are just like, yeah, okay, cool, I'm pregnant. And I'll get into anxiety and stuff a bit later on, but for me it was so strange because I was just trying to hide my body, and it's not because I look bad, it's just the way I felt. So you get two kinds of people. I was the non-excited cheerleader type, which I've got a lot of friends that are like that as well, so it's just been quite interesting to see how different people are. So that first trimester really is like tiredness that you've never experienced in your life. I've made some notes in my phone as I went. So at 8 weeks, it felt like there was a balloon inside when I was eating, which would make me feel bloated. And then again with tired, like I'd have to go and lie down around 2 o'clock. And it's not even that I actually had a nap every day. Sometimes I just need to lie down to feel like I was resting. So I was battling to blog. I had so much work to do. And only after 8 weeks do you really go to the doctor and have a scan. So I was shocked that something so tiny could make you feel so tired. And then at 8 weeks, we told my parents and my brother and his girlfriend. The first person I actually told was Delia, my best friend. I did it at Starbucks. You're allowed to copy my ideas, everyone. But we went to Starbucks and I wrote on her cup, I made them write fairy godmother. There's actually a video that I posted and so many people DM'd saying they were crying from it because it was so cute. Because she didn't get it. She was like, oh, cute, they wrote fairy godmother. And then she kept on going and she was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So that was really cute. And then for my parents and my brother and Stacey, I wrote on little baubles because we were going to do it before Christmas or Christmas Eve. But then I thought, oh my gosh, I might be huge by then because it's going to be 3 months. So I must tell them just after 8 weeks. I think we told them like 9 or 10 weeks. And so I had little baubles and then I wrote on them like granny, grandpa, uncle, and auntie. And then we videoed all of them. It was so cute. So, and then they unwrapped it all at the same time. So that was a nice idea. So if you ever need to tell people almost Christmas time, that's a nice idea to do. Second trimester. Hallelujah. After 12 weeks, you get so excited because your energy starts coming back and then you have more of an appetite. So you're not having like so many small meals. You can eat a little bit more. It's just, I had a weird thing where I started getting anxiety, but I'll talk about that more later. But that was in the second trimester. So as you start showing, it just made me so uncomfortable. But let's talk about the movement. Oh my word, I can't. So many people love the movement and they're like, oh, it's so cute. And I would post it to my Instagram stories and, friends would send back the in love eyes, and then I'd just send back the vomit face because I just don't enjoy it. Like, it's fine if she would come and be like a little nudge once a day just to let you know that, I'm okay, I'm here. But this like all the time thing is just not a vibe. And it just feels so foreign. Like it literally feels like there's an alien in there moving around doing God knows what, like just swimming around. It just freaks me out. I'm like, I don't know why you're there. This feels so weird. So the movement thing freaked me out. And I was super worried about stretch marks. I've been putting stuff on. I've used a combination of things, mostly Dermastine, but the pregnancy one. And then I used a local product called Reduce. They've got this avocado coconut oil like mousse, so I used that as well. I used a little bit of bio oil, but mostly those. And then also when I went overseas, I got the Burt's Bees Mama Bee, and I'll use some of that as well. So I've just been mixing it up as I went, but the Dermastine, a friend had told me that Dermastine was good, so I used that. And so far so good, comfortable with that and how it's going. I did exercise the first trimester because I was exercising before, so I could carry on, but I just toned it down a little bit. Kept doing yoga, walking, weight training. And then the second trimester, it was amazing getting the energy back. I actually bought a treadmill for home because I was just worried about walking outside on the road and it's a bit hot, so I got a treadmill, which will be so nice for after the baby comes because then I can just literally put it on the floor, get on the treadmill and do a 20-minute walk. So I carried on walking second trimester, doing a bit more, started Pilates because I found like my core was being compromised because now you have this protrusion in the front and you're not used to it. So I started going to Pilates once a week just to strengthen my core a bit more, so I've really been enjoying that. And I'll go back afterwards as well. So being active in the second trimester was much easier with more energy. And then now in the third trimester, I've actually been okay. I haven't had any heartburn. It's mostly because of a natural tablet that I've been taking. It's not a pregnancy supplement, it's an actual supplement for everyone. And it really helps with heartburn, anti-inflammatory, gut health. It's just amazing. So I really can't complain. I've had a really easy symptom-wise pregnancy. Today's podcast episode is sponsored by Amazoil, a 100% organic, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory and gut health supplement with timed release for better absorption. The benefits of using Amazoil include promotes gut health for better digestion and nutrient absorption, promotes a stronger immune system, promotes strong anti-inflammatory activity assisting with joint pain, contains strong antioxidants to support tissue repair and cell protection from free radical damage, supports the cardiovascular system for better circulation, endurance, stamina, and recovery, including reduced stiffness, supports balanced pH levels, resulting in reduced acidity within the body and the elimination of the symptoms of gout, supports in the reduction or elimination of acid reflux. This is why I haven't actually had any heartburn the whole of my pregnancy, by the way. It supports erectile dysfunction due to increased blood oxygen levels and supports fertility and libido. You can find them online at www.amazoilhealth.com. You can also find them on social media at Amazoil Health. Amazoil Health. Follow your gut. I feel like I can't complain, but yeah, mine's been more of a mental thing. I need to weigh myself, but I think I've put on about 10 or 11 now. I don't look 8 months pregnant. I mean, I've put a lot of effort into not looking 8 months pregnant, but I've worked my literal ass off to, be active and to make it easier afterwards, losing it as well. I've also been eating really well. I still eat cake and everything. I eat more sugary things, treat things than I did before. Whereas before I'd do once a week, now I'm every few days I'll have something. So it's not all baby in here. I have put on a little bit of weight, but not masses. I honestly thought that if I did ever get pregnant, as I said, it wasn't a lifelong dream or planned by this age I would have a child. But I always thought that I would be like Kim Kardashian circa pregnancy 1. Remember when she wore that dress that she should never have worn? I literally thought that I would be like that and be super wide, because I do have a bum, which I'm very proud of. But I literally thought that I would be like a double wide. So I'm really proud of myself for the work I've put in. I mean, I was walking on the treadmill and working out even when I didn't feel like it. So I really am proud of myself, and I'm glad that I can actually say that I'm proud of myself. But I think that comes with doing the work. Last year, if I didn't have this course to do the work for and to actually put into myself before I put it into other people, I would not be in the same place as I am right now. I would not love myself as much as I do. I would have been very miserable. I wouldn't have been in the same positive space, talking nicely to my body and saying kind things. I think I probably would have been saying negative things the whole way. And I think that would have actually impacted how much weight I put on, because your body and your mind are so connected that if you're speaking unkindly to yourself, your body's going to be like, oh, really? I will show you. Oh, I will store that donut that you just ate because you just said something negative instead of just enjoying it like you should. So I think if I hadn't done the work last year and, self-growth, I really would have been in a different space. And this would have been even worse mentally, because it hasn't been bad physically. It's just the mental for me. And I wasn't excited in the beginning. But I'm getting there. But with this the third trimester now, like I said, no heartburn. The only thing I've really had is my pelvis is split. 1 in 300 people get it where it can actually split at the bottom up to a centimeter. It's really painful walking, taking every step. You're literally do I really need to go to the toilet right now, or can I just wait a little bit longer? I wasn't, for about 2 weeks, I wasn't doing any unnecessary steps that I didn't have to do. And it was really sad because I couldn't even go on my treadmill. And I really enjoy walking because I put Netflix on or a podcast, and it's just such a nice time with myself. So this last trimester, I'm just trying to finish everything that I need to finish. Obviously, I'm an overachiever and decided to launch my podcast now, but it also shows how I'm a procrastinator, because I was meant to do it by Christmas. So it's really an eye-opener into what a control freak I am, but yet how I'm such a procrastinator at the same time. So I'm trying to finish off a whole bunch of projects, starting with this, but also finishing this so that I can launch it. So yeah, besides that, I'm still in denial, and I think it's helped me to really finish all my work and get to this point. I think if I had not been in denial and been thinking about things too much, I would have freaked out even more. Because your whole life is about to change, and I'm a person who enjoys my own space and enjoys being by myself. Hashtag self-love. I actually like myself and I like being with myself. So now to have a remora suctioned onto me for 18 years, it's going to be very interesting. But yeah, I'm going to have to learn to be efficient even more and no more procrastination, because I'll probably only have an hour a day to actually get the stuff done I need to. But yeah, so denial is sometimes good because it just allows you to focus and stay in the moment and get things done. So I've got a few weeks left. You'll probably be hearing this afterwards, so I'll have to do a follow-up one and let you know how I'm feeling and how I plan to love myself going forward in a new role, and to make time for myself, especially as a mom, because I think moms don't make time for themselves, and you need to put yourself first, because if you are not whole and happy, no one else in the family can be. So that is my next challenge, and my next podcast on me will be as a mom. That is so crazy. So let's talk mental. Around the second trimester was when I started getting anxiety. Now, I have never had anxiety in my life, but when I started to show, it was so strange because I still looked small and I didn't look big. It wasn't like I looked terrible. But I started getting this weird anxiety feeling. I didn't even know that it was anxiety like feeling. I don't know how to describe it. And I never want to take away from people who have proper anxiety, because I have a lot of friends who have it and who are medicated and it's like a proper problem in their life. And I never want to compare myself to anyone else, because I think that you can't. Like, it's not the same thing. So I did put it on Instagram stories and I was like, it's that feeling, like, you know, when you're out with friends and maybe your boyfriends when you were younger, and you suddenly just started feeling really uncomfortable, like, I need to get out of here, and you want to leave. It's like that feeling in your guts that you just want to leave. I'm like, that's what it feels like. So someone replied and they said, that's called social anxiety. Like, it's an actual thing. I was like, oh, okay, there's a name. So basically, every time I would look down and see my stomach or feel pregnant in any way, or someone would talk to me about it or ask me questions, I would get that uncomfortable feeling, like I just wanted to disappear, except you can't exactly go anywhere. So I just felt so uncomfortable. And it hasn't gone away. And even now, it's worse now, obviously, because I'm bigger. So it's like draws so much attention. And with the movement is like more of a reminder every day. It's not like I can just be like, oh, every 2 days there's a movement. It's literally all day, every day now. It's like tumble turns, kicking, shoving. Don't know what she's trying to do in there, but yeah, it's not pleasant. So it just got worse and worse, and it's still there. And it's made it a negative experience for me because I can't control it. I try and shake the feeling off, but I mean, try and tell someone to shake that feeling off, it's not exactly easy. So I'll just like remove myself from the situation, or move to another, like walk to another room, or just actually change through movement. But yeah, it's the strangest thing. I never thought I'd ever be like this or ever have that feeling. But yeah, it's been quite difficult. So everyone's been asking, like, do you miss your body? And yes, I really do. And I've posted this on Instagram, being very honest. Like I said that I wasn't excited in the beginning, and I did get 2 people obviously struggling with fertility, and they got upset, but we spoke about it and it's fine. But I also got like 30 DMs of people saying they were the same and they were never excited the whole way through. So I think you've also just got to accept that not everyone's going to feel the same way as you. If you were someone who was super excited, doesn't mean that everyone's going to be excited. And it's okay to not be excited. Like so many people told me, they're like, no, but afterwards they were fine. So it's okay to not be excited during, because there's so many things happening in your body. Also, there's so many hormones. Like you can't expect to actually feel excited if your hormones are going mental. I've been very mellow. I haven't cried or anything. My emotions have been super normal, which is strange because everyone said you're going to cry so much, but I'm not a very emotional person in that way. I don't cry very often. So that was quite interesting as well. So when I started feeling this way, I thought about how I would look being pregnant, and I thought it would be totally different. So it's not even about the way I look. It's more linked to how I feel, because I went to my kinesiologist and asked her, and she said that this whole anxiety thing is because I don't have control of my body. And I was like, no, I know I look good for where I am and I'm doing well. And she was like, no, subconsciously it is how you're feeling. You've tried your whole life to not have a stomach, and your job is about not having a stomach and putting on weight, and now you have no control over that. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. So for me, it was more, I can't control what's happening and the rate that it's happening at. And I've never wanted to, feel this way. So yeah, having a stomach has been quite interesting, especially now when it's so hard, and it's just, you can't even breathe. I'm sitting on the floor in my Zen den, which is attached to my office, on the carpet, leaning back on a cushion, if you could see this picture now. And I had to take a break just now and just lean back because I was like, oh, can't even breathe. So yeah, so it's been quite interesting. It's not taking away from anyone else, obviously, in your size or your pregnancy. Like I said, this is just my journey, so I thought I'd share it with you. But I've worked my ass off in the gym for years to not be overweight and to not have a stomach. Even when I was overweight, when I lived overseas, I came back and worked really hard since then, basically. And I've never really gotten attention for the way I look before. Hair, yes. Personality, yes. Body, no. So I'm so self-conscious now that I purposely in the beginning, when you couldn't really tell, but you didn't know, I would stand front on with people so that they couldn't see me sideways. And I'd wear loose tops. I mean, it was so bizarre. I didn't expect to be like that. But I literally was going out of my way to be not pregnant, so people didn't want to draw attention to it because I don't want people to talk to me about it, because then I'd have to talk about it, which meant that I couldn't be in denial. So it was so funny. And I'm not worried about losing the weight after, as so many people have told me I will. Don't worry, you'll lose the weight afterwards. And I even had people trying to help me and give me advice. I'm like, hi, I have an honest degree. Been doing this for 13 years. It's my actual job. I'm pretty sure I know how to lose weight, and I'm pretty sure I'll be okay. So yeah, don't worry about me, hey. I had to tell so many people. They're like, I think they forget that I'm a personal trainer and I've trained many a pretty lady. But yeah, I feel so uncomfortable, and it's just, I'm not enjoying this extra weight. It actually also makes me appreciate my body before so much more. Just the weight, the extra pressure and the extra weight and the extra effort that it actually takes to operate your body with an extra 10 kgs on has really opened my eyes. So yeah, it's not about afterwards, guys. I'll be okay. I'll know what to do. I know when I can train. I'll know how to, and I'm not going to be balls to the wall like crazy. I'm going to do it in a self-love way, in a loving way, because that's what it's all about, being kind to yourself. Another thing is, everyone's like, it will all be worth it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, you've all said that. It's just also sometimes you just need to say how you're feeling and just let people listen, because I was just trying to share my story. But yeah, the anxiety thing has been the worst. The uncomfortable, you're looking down and feeling uncomfortable, and the kicking and the punching and the whatever she's doing in there is not actually helping me. But yeah, it's not that you're not happy that you are pregnant. It's not that you're not grateful for this gift. It's not that you would change things. It's just that some people are not excited, and it's okay. Now that I've done the nursery, it feels a lot more real. And I know that my mom is so excited and that she will be amazing. And yeah, so we're really lucky that she lives so close to us. But I think it's also an eye-opener for the questions that you ask people and tell people, because I can't with people asking if you're having a natural or a C-section. Does anyone else feel like it is the most invasive question? It is exactly like asking someone, oh, are you guys trying? Which is so weird because you're asking people if they're having sex. And I find that so invasive. When are you going to have a baby? You don't know that that person hasn't had a miscarriage yesterday. Stop asking when are you going to have a baby. Stop asking when you're going to get married. Stop asking when you're going to get a boyfriend. Stop asking people invasive questions. Stop asking people if they're having natural or a C-section. Unless it is your best friend, your sister, or your mother, or your husband, you literally have no right to ask that question, or the Ghani, basically. Those are the only people that should be asking that question. It's literally none of your business. I'm like, I don't know. Ask the universe. I've asked the universe. We'll see. I'll draw out my angel cards and do a reading and let you know after that. I'll drink my tea and do my tea leaves. And stop asking people if they're going to breastfeed. Like, oh my gosh. I just don't understand. People ask you questions as if it's like asking about the weather. It's not. It's quite invasive. You're asking someone about their body. It's like, did you ask that person if they went to the toilet that morning? It's like me going, did you poop this morning? How was it? Was it amazing? Do you use a stool or do you just sit there? Like, would you feel comfortable with a person asking you those kinds of questions? Then why are you asking them about their body if you don't want to be asked about yours? So maybe have a little compassion and some tact, and stop asking people questions that literally have nothing to do with you. Like, don't. You wouldn't go and ask someone how much they weigh. So why are you asking these kinds of questions? Oh, when are you due? That's fine. I don't mind. I'll tell you, 6th of July. And then it's, are you having natural or C-section? Who's your Ghani? Are you going to breastfeed? Like, those are the questions. I'm like, I can't. So I have been very closed to those things, and I'm not telling people anything because it's got nothing to do with you. I used to just say early July. I wouldn't even tell people 6th of July. I'm saying it now because it's probably going to be after this. And if some people that I don't know asking me, like, it literally has nothing to do with them. They don't need to know the exact date in July. It has nothing to do with you. If you just say early July or whatever your date is, it's fine. I think everyone needs to have more tact and a little bit more respect for other people's privacy and their bodies. So there is my roundup of being pregnant. I haven't loved it, I haven't hated it, but couldn't hate it because I've been lucky in the way that I hadn't had morning sickness all the way to 20 weeks like some friends of mine. Haven't had a lot of pain, haven't had a lot of weight gain. So let's just hope that this child is actually going to be well behaved and not screw me over for not having a lot of weight gain and pain. Because I've heard that is sometimes the case, and I love sleep, so good luck to me because it's going to be like torture. So I'll update you guys next time when it's the update after having a baby and how I feel. And I can't even tell you what I'm going to say or what I think I'm going to say because it's just literally so life-changing that I have no idea what's going to happen. I do know I'm going to be super busy. My whole life is going to change. I'm going to have to reprioritize. I'm going to reorganize my life, have to reorganize my work, and deal with not sleeping very much. Good thing I'm used to waking up at like 4 and 5 a.m. So it's not like I'm a 7 a.m. sleeper and now I have to get used to waking up early. So I hope you'll think of me and send me all the good vibes. And I will speak to you next time. Thanks for listening to Unselfishly Me. Follow us on Instagram at unselfishlyme and check out our website www.unselfishlyme.com.